Shanti, very good morning, everyone. We have Brother Prakash with us. Brother, a warm welcome to you on behalf of all of us. Over to you.
Good morning, and thank you so much. So let's continue for a few moments in silence. Allow the awareness of the soul that I am to grow inside. Clear your mind from everything of the past. Just be in the now. Peaceful. Let go of anything that is nagging you, pushing your intellect away, pulling it somewhere. As the master, choose to feel peaceful. Choose to look at yourself as a soul. Choose to be happy. Choose power. And quickly emerge the presence of the Supreme Soul and feel the light, touch the light of the soul. Rejuvenating, energizing, and empowering yourself with that light. A warm feeling of love exchanged between the most eternal relationship of the soul and the Supreme Soul. Purest form of love. Carry that energy with you, carry that purity, and with that we are now ready to begin day 6. Okay. So what are we doing today? We mentioned how we're going to be the best time managers today. We're going to learn about time. Not in a limited way, but in a very unlimited way. We're going to look at this entire drama that we have in front of us. When you look at life as it is, there are 3 aspects that are eternal. The Supreme Soul is eternal. Excuse me. The soul is eternal. And the drama, which is the interaction between the soul and the Supreme Soul with the environment that we are living in, drama is also eternal. Which means none of these have been created by anybody. They would never be destroyed. The Supreme Soul, the role of the Supreme is to purify. The soul is filled with virtues and values, is also eternal, comes in the interaction of this corporeal world, expresses and experiences love, peace, freedom, and joy. And all of this is happening in a place we call drama. It's the interplay of all these wonderful, the soul, the Supreme Soul, coming on the corporeal world, understanding the corporeal world, you have the incorporeal world. And so the interaction of all these takes place in an eternal way. And that eternal drama is what we're looking at today. So this drama, or this world cycle, we call it the wheel, is cyclic. That's why it's the wheel. In fact, nature is cyclic. All of us go through certain patterns which are cyclic. We see the day, and then it's followed by the night, and night again followed by day. We have the summer, followed by autumn, winter, spring, and back again to summer. We see whether it's rotation, revolution, or the way evaporation takes place in terms of there is water, there is heat which is there, it evaporates and then it condenses into clouds and then pours down once again. And so it's cyclic again. All of us as souls come into this world as little babies. We grow into adolescents and then adults, age, and becoming old, and then we leave the body and move into another one. Again we become children. And so the cycle continues. So the world drama has phases. We go through some eras. We call them yugas. Because it's not 1 or 2 years. It's not 10 or 20 years. They comprise 1,250 years of each yuga. And so like day and night, the yugas also go through a time when there's enlightenment and a time when there's darkness. Like the 4 seasons, you have the summer, it's warm and nice and beautiful and bright. And you also have the winter, which is dark. It's a little terse, tough. So let's look at the summer to start with. It's a time we call the golden age. Sat Yug, age of truth. That's a time when all the souls that are on this earth are in absolute happiness and joy. They're enjoying abundance because population is very less at that time. People are very happy. Love and peace is the order of the day. Satyug means a time when there is no or absence of falsehood. It's a time when people that lived on this earth were called deities. They were divine beings. They were normal like you and me in terms of the way they physically looked, but perhaps more healthy. But their qualities were divine. always cheerful. Considered 16 celestial degrees complete, Sola Kala Sampurna, totally viceless, Sampurna Nirvikari, full of maryadas, followed all the moral conducts that we can think about. And so that time lasted for 1250 years. And the beauty is, as the souls that came down onto this earth, and we're talking about this earth, we're not talking about any other place in this universe, but on earth is when we actually enjoyed this beautiful time called Satyug. And yes, it was so beautiful that it's remembered as even paradise or heaven. Most of the religions look up to that place and say that there was a time in the world when we experienced such beauty, such brilliance. The Krita Yuga, Garden of Eden, Garden of Allah, El Dorado, Atlantis. Different names given to this beautiful time. So just imagine, I'm painting the picture for you, a time when there was such beauty on this earth. Living over here, such a pleasure. Time that you spent here that time was called Jivan Mukti, which was you were feeling no bondages. There was a sense of liberation whilst you're living. Time moved on. And what happens with the passage of time? Is that things that are in a state of order move into disorder. It's one of the laws in science. Entropy is part of this closed system. When things move slowly but steadily, they go into disorder. Anything new. You look at your house, you look at your shirt, you look at whatever you probably are wearing today. At one point in time, it was new, brand new. Probably today it is. But you know that slowly with time, slowly but steadily, it will deteriorate. And so to this beautiful place, this paradise, this heaven on earth, Satyug, with the passage of time, what's happening? It's slowly, very slowly, from becoming 16 celestials complete, 16 celestial degrees complete, right? Like the total moon, we says, when it's a full moon, it's 16 celestial degrees complete. Slowly, it starts reducing. And after 1250 years, it reduces to 14 celestial degrees. 2 degrees go down. Because of those reduction of those 2 degrees, we enter into a new era. From the golden age, we step into the silver age, Treta Yuga. Treta is also very much like the golden age. 14 celestial degrees, nothing much has been lost. Those moral values, the truthfulness, the cheer, the love, the happiness, the abundance still exists. There's still harmony. But a little bit of corrosion has entered, and that's why it's the silver age. So if you see this beautiful space, which is the golden and the silver, it's like the day of enlightenment, of happiness, of knowledge. absence of the darkness of vices. So you move then as time passes by. So it's 1250 years golden age, 1250 years silver age, 2500 years. That's virtually half the time of the cycle. And then something very significant takes place. A huge shift happens. Now the souls enter into a new era called the Copper Age, Dwapar Yuga. From 14 celestial degrees complete, we come down to 8 degrees. So literally, we come down to half the intensity of purity that we had originally. Dwapar, the term means dualism, duality. Earlier, during the silver and golden age, there was singularity. Singularity in terms of the way people thought, the way they looked at things. Peace was the religion. Love was the religion and language. There was unity in the kingdom. There were no splits. Ek mat, singularity, is what there was during these phases. What happened when we came into the Copper Age? The population, of course, was much higher than it was earlier ages. Things were less available to everybody as it was before. And now people started possessing, holding on, claiming, this is mine, this is yours. Splits started happening. And so what happened is, for the very first time on this entire earth, in that cycle, the 5 vices entered. When people started claiming things, when they started holding on to things, this is mine and that is yours, then there was attachment. And there was a lot of delusion that took place. This ego started coming in. Anger stepped in. Vices began coming in. Lust. So these vices started entering as we started claiming things to be mine and yours and holding on to things and to people. Because of those vices, we started experiencing for the first time pain, which we never had before. We started experiencing suffering. Because we were creating negative thoughts and we were getting negative results. Because we were doing negative words and actions, and that's what we were actually starting getting into, behaviors. And when we started suffering, we were starting to look for ways to finish and end those sufferings. And for the first time again, we started worshipping to end that suffering. We started looking up to the Lord and saying, please help us. We don't know what's really gone wrong to all of us as humanity. We remember times when we had so much of happiness and there was complete absence of sorrow and pain. But what is happening here? Please help us, rescue us. And then religion began. So we are listening to the story of whom? We are listening to the story of you and me. This is our story. There was happiness and peace, and all of a sudden there was suffering and pain, and then we started worshipping. And so different religions emerged at this time in Dwapar. That's why it's called Dwapar, because different directions. Well, they all had great intentions, all these religions. When they started, they had great intentions, and the intention was to end suffering. The intention was to expand and enhance peace and love in the world. Unfortunately, it didn't go the way it was intended. Islam emerged, trying to bring back this aspect of the oneness of the Supreme, because by that time there were a lot of different ways of worshipping different gods and goddesses, and people started having all, multiple ways of connecting to the Supreme. So they wanted them all come back and say, hey, listen, let's look, there's one single Supreme. Let's look up to him. And then Buddhism came with the understanding that, well, there is a lot of fighting taking place because of the Supreme. Let's not worry about the Supreme. Let's all just worry about our actions. Let's do the right action. Let's take care of what we're supposed to do. If I do good, I will get good. And then Christianity came in and spoke about the importance of love. That's what God wants from all of us, to love each other. And if we do that, then we'll end all suffering. All we need to do is just extend our hand and arm of love to everybody. Shankaracharya started off the sannyas dharam, the importance that he brought in of brahmacharya, of moving away from the household and getting into a state of tapasya and penance. We also had the Muslim religion. So initially it was Prophet Ibrahim or Abraham. And then we had Prophet Muhammad, who came into the scenes and spoke about the importance of certain rules, regulations, duties that we're supposed to do as mankind towards the Supreme, and how we have to submit and surrender to His will. So everybody comes and brings in a beautiful message. And then, because they are so pure, the souls, there are so many people who are attracted to them. And then religion starts. Unfortunately, the message is lost and we hold on only to the messenger. We lose the message of peace. We hold on to the messenger and we're ready to kill for him. We lose the message of doing the right actions. We hold on to the messenger and we're ready to do all the wrong actions now, just to protect that particular space. So the message really, essentially, whatever the message of these great people was, we lose those messages. And because of that, in this time of Dwapar, when all these things started off so that they can take the pain away from our lives, because we were not able to really pick the message up, we went more and more into pain, and we started now fighting against each other, and we started then not even tolerating one religion from the other. And so we went further into darkness, and we reached the stage from the copper, we went into the Iron Age, Kala Yuga. the darkest age, the age of absolute pain and sin and suffering. That's why it's the iron, the most corroded of all. Very quickly can corrode and lose its essence. And so that's the state of the soul, from a golden state to a silver state to a copper state and now to an iron state. How many degrees complete? So we started off at 16 degrees, we got down to 14, and then we came down to 8 degrees, and now it is 0 degrees at the Kali Yuga. That's so when we look at this whole earth, this world that we have gone through, we understand that there was this beautiful time that we had in this world. So where are we right now? What is the age right now? It is the Iron Age, the Kali Yuga. 1250 years, each of those times. We've totally gone through 5,000 years. 84 births from the top till here. But there's fantastic news for all of us. Whilst we are in the darkest age, there's fantastic news. And guess what is that news? It's cyclic. So just as we have day and then we have dark, after dark we have the day. We are running through the winter in terms of the season. We know that as we have the spring that comes in, we are assured of a fantastic summer. So what's the season right now? Are we really in the winter? Are we really in the darkness? No. The good news is that we are at the confluence. Yes, again we are moving into the golden age. We are the confluence of the darkest age. We are the confluence of the Iron Age with the golden age. We are at that confluence age right now. We call this age the most auspicious confluence age. The most auspicious confluence age in the drama. Why is it called the most auspicious confluence age? Any idea? I'd love to hear from you on the chat box. Why do we call it the most auspicious confluence age? There's a beautiful reason for that. Okay, let me just share with you why we call it, okay? Because we are at the time when we're going to shift. Well read, very well said, because there's a shift. Anything else? Anything else? Why is it called the most auspicious confluence age? Okay, time to change and realize ourselves. Very well said. Yes. What is it that triggers this beautiful shift from the most darkest to the most brightest? From the winter to the summer? What is it that triggers it all? Because we are in this downward spiral, right? We are in a downward spiral. Golden to silver, silver to copper, copper to iron. We are in this downward spiral. How is it all of a sudden taking us up all of a sudden? What is it that creates this beautiful upward spiral? All suffering go to an end. Yes, so that's a very good news, and therefore it is auspicious. What else? What else? There is one very beautiful reason why it's called the most auspicious confluence age. Okay. because it's at this time, karma. What about karma? Nature cycle, we are part of witnessing that. Okay, beautiful, beautiful. Good answers, very good answers. In Hindi, it's called Kalyankari Sangam Yug. Sangam. Sangam is the joining of Kal Yug and Satyug. Sangam. And Kalyankari. Beneficial. Now, why is it considered to be most auspicious? And yes, of course, the reason is because this is the time when there's a shift that takes place. From a downward spiral, we kind of start turning around and it starts moving upwards. And the only reason that that is happening is because there has to be the intervention from some external energy. All souls in this particular cycle, we've been trapped into the cycle. We are in the cycle, we are trapped in the cycle, and so we are all subject to entropy. And so all of us are going down, 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 down. But there is one energy which has not yet entered the cycle, and that is the energy of the Supreme Soul. Param Pita Paramatma. Whatever name you like to give, it's the Supreme Soul that enters the drama at this time only. His role in the drama has been wonderful at the other times. He's had some way of energizing and influencing different souls during the time from the time of copper onwards. But this is the only time that he actually intervenes, takes a divine birth, and makes us understand who we are, what our potential is. The fact that I am a soul, I belong to the Supreme. And therefore, the energy of the soul now shifts from body to soul. And the moment that shift and that transformation takes place, I start becoming soul conscious. And so do everybody else. And so there's a very new consciousness that's being created in the world. And that's when the spiral is now going upwards. And we're all transforming from humans into deities once more. It's that influence of the Supreme that is taking place at this time in drama, which is why it's called the most auspicious conference age. The intervention of the Supreme stops after this. He intervenes now at the Kal Yuga, at the time when there's absolute adharma, is when he comes. He supports us and he goes back. And then dharma is created, and then we have this beautiful conference age which is now moved into the golden age, and the Supreme is not interfering and intervening in the golden age. In the silver age, he's not there either. We start remembering him in the copper age, and we have visions of him. We understand some of the concepts of his, like that, you know, those people who go and touch that elephant. We all go and touch the Supreme in our own ways, through our meditative practices, through our own, you know, ideals that we have built around us. Intervention of him happens only now, end of the Iron Age. This is also like the swastik, because this is my story, right? Swastik is the stages that I go through. Swasthiti. I go through these 4 ages: the golden, the silver, copper, iron, and now I've reached a stage of this conference age. This is the diamond age. So you imagine this power of the soul from golden, silver, copper, iron. Now this diamond is, now the soul's power is like the diamond, because now I'm connected to the Supreme. It's a very beautiful time right now. If I show you a picture of what I'm trying to explain, then that'll probably give us a very good idea of what we're talking. So allow me to just bring this picture in front of you through the slide. the most auspicious confluence age, the world drama cycle, also known as the Shrishti Chakra. And you recognize it from the swastik, something that we all are familiar with, the swastik. Share my screen. Yes. Satyug. Let's look at the first one. Swastik. The right side of the swastik is always auspicious, and the left side not so auspicious. And if you see, the swastik depicts cycle. The swastik is a depiction of cycle. So you have the golden age, which is Satyug, 1250 years. Treta Yug, 1250 years. Dwapar Yug, which is when all the religions start, 1250 years. And Kal Yug, the darkest age, 1250 years. But the last part of it, you can see there are two angelic people sitting down there. That is called the confluence age. And you have someone called Brahma and Saraswati there. Brahma is the significance of creation. They speak of creation. Brahma is the creator. And then you see in Satyug and Treta you have Vishnu. Vishnu is considered to be the one who is the generator, the operator, the one who's a sustainer. And then you have destruction. They say that Shankar does the destruction. So these are actually all symbolic in nature. What we're trying to show here is there are three acts of the Supreme Soul. Parampita Paramatma is the one who is able to support us and help us in the creation. So it's through him that he comes and helps us understand the whole way of this drama about ourselves, about him, helps us to learn Raj Yoga and to connect with him, and therefore we start changing. And so that's how he triggers off the creation of the new world. It's not a new world, but he said these are all eternal. Drama is eternal. You as a soul are eternal. I as a soul am eternal. The Supreme Soul is eternal. We're all eternal. So he doesn't create it in that sense. But he changes it from the most impure to the pure. And that is why we see this shift. So that's the creation. And through Brahma, so what happens is the Supreme has to start intervening into this drama through a medium. And that medium we call Brahma. Through Brahma there's a creation. And then he creates us and makes us so beautiful that we become, in our future births, like the deities, Lakshmi and Narayan. Together we call them Vishnu. And we will see more of this as we move forward. Because there's a lot of clarity that every time we speak about how this actually takes place, there are so many questions that open up to us. And we will clarify all these questions as we move forward into the more advanced subjects. So for now, let's understand that this world drama wheel is like the swastik. It is the story of yourself. I move from the golden to the silver, copper and iron age. And now we are in the confluence age. We are all learning Raj Yoga. We are learning how to change ourselves from the body conscious beings to soul conscious beings, and that is propelling us forward like we never knew before, from 0 degrees into 16 degrees, because we've got the support of the Supreme Soul. And that is really what we need to learn about in terms of time. Now, understanding this time has made you the best time managers ever. Why? Because all this time for me, time was only about limited to my lifetime. That was what time was all about. And it was all about us doing things at a physical level. But today, what is the time now? What is the call of time? Samay ki pukar. The call of time is all of us need to just become soul conscious. We need to become divine once again. Because we are at the confluence age. And when we understand this, then the way we start living life right now is going to be very different. Because now we are preparing ourselves for a totally beautiful new world. If you didn't know this, we will not be preparing for it. We'll just be leading our lives of fear, anxiety, and stress today, just trying to live one day at a time. But no, that's not what we are. We are eternal beings, and we've got this type of cycle in front of us now. We have become Trikaladarshi. Trikaladarshi is we are now knowers of three aspects of time. Adi, Madhya, Ant, the beginning, golden, the middle, which is the copper, and the end, which is now Kal Yuga, but also Sangam Yuga. So we've got a full idea of the total cycle. We have become Trikaladarshi, and therefore for us, the way we're going to manage our time, which is we're going to make efforts now so that we become elevated. And it's when I become elevated and divine qualities are what I emerge, I then step into the divine world, which is Satyuga. So all the souls come down from Paramdham, the soul world, onto the stage, onto the drama. And they come down at different times. Some come down in the golden age, some come down in the silver age, some copper, and some come down only in the iron age. We all must come down to play our parts on the drama stage. Depending on my own purity, depending on the interest that I have, I then will make efforts in such a way that I either come down during the golden age or I come down in the copper age. That's why they say, take care of your actions. Because then you will either deserve heaven or you deserve hell. So it's not about any other plane on this universe where we have heaven and hell. We are all talking about the same one single corporeal world. All of us going through it. There is the golden age, we have the heaven over here. There is the iron age, we do see hell here as well. Today in the conference age, although we are going through this iron stage, we are like this, sitting on a lotus flower. We are connected to the iron age, but we are not influenced by it, because we have held the hand of the Supreme. We are becoming soul conscious. We are connected yet detached from this world. And so we are enjoying a confluence age. And that's the magic of Raj Yoga. That's the magic of becoming soul conscious. So we are in this world, we are connected to the body, we are living with everybody, we are fulfilling responsibilities and duties, we are still giving love to everybody, we are still caring for all. We are not taking the negative energy though from there. That is the power to tolerate, which we learned yesterday, right? The power to tolerate, that's what we have picked up. And so when you have the power to tolerate, we become like those seated on a lotus flower. So that's the lesson for today. We are open for any questions that you might have, before we then can do some meditation. Meditation on the cycle. It's a beautiful meditation. So why does the population increase? Okay, that's a good question, a very good question. So the souls are all at home. Home is Paramdham. All the souls are there. And the souls keep coming down onto this world stage. And once they come down, they don't go up. They continue to stay on the stage, they continue to move from birth after birth in the same world, and it's only at the end of the cycle, right at the end of the cycle, when we all go up back to the home, which we call Mukti Dham. We take Mukti, all of us, and then depending on our sanskars that we have created, the quality of my purity of the soul, we again come down onto this earth at different times. But all of us are coming down in different stages. And that's why the population is increasing. We come down, we don't go up till the end, we stay here, one birth after the other birth, and then new souls are coming down, and that's why population is increasing. And that will increase till the end, very end. It's only at the end when all the actors have come on stage that before the curtain comes down, we all have to go up. But first, all have to come down. In what stage of Kali Yuga are we in? We are at the end of Kali Yuga, right at the end. Almost seeing the finish of the Kali Yuga. And this is a time when you can slowly also see there is a slight, we can see and sense the new world in terms of there's a rising of the sun, right? It's the confluence, it's like the twilight, right? You're at a time when there is a dawn, a new dawn. And so when you're in the dawn, you can feel that the night is over and the day is going to just come. The sun is just about to rise. So that's the stage we are in right now. How many passed in the 12250 years of Kali Yuga? So we've sorry for the sound. So we understand confluence age to be about 100 years, and we're probably 80 odd years into the confluence age. So out of 1250 years of the Kali Yuga, we are probably down more than 1200 years. So the way we calculate is look at the Copper Age. Copper Age is from Copper Age to the end. So it's total 5,000 years, right? So 2,500 years we have Satyug, Treta Yuga. 2,500 years is Dwapar and Kali Yuga. So it's during the Dwapar Yuga that we started all religions. So see what is the oldest religion that we have and how old it has been. So we can look at from the time that Abraham came, it's almost 2,400 odd years, 2,000. So that's the kind of time that we have already passed. So we're really at the end of Kali Yuga. Okay, so I don't see any more questions. Let's sit in silence for some time before we close for the day. And we see you all tomorrow as we understand the laws of karma. A very, very important lesson for all of us. Once we learn that lesson, it will be so easy to know what is the right action, what is the wrong action. So many questions will just get cleared out. So let's sit back. Ganesh, if you can just stay back after this lesson, I'll answer your question. Yeah, please, maybe you can connect with me and I'll request Shanmuga Bhai not to turn off this link. We'll connect, please. Let's do some meditation for 5 minutes. Focus on yourself as a soul, sitting in the center of your forehead. I am soul, I am peaceful, loving, happy, and powerful. Allow all these qualities to emerge one at a time with deep focus. As you become soul conscious and you feel peaceful inside, take the journey upwards towards your sweet home. Visualize yourself in the land of peace. And now you're in front of the Supreme Soul and experience the energy, love, and power of the Supreme Soul. Continue to hold that energy with you through the entire day. Have a fantastic morning, enjoy yourselves, and we hope to see you tomorrow as we graduate. We would have something very special tomorrow for all of you. So we look forward to enjoying yourself. Take care, have a wonderful time. Om Shanti. Ganeshji, you want to stay back for a moment? Please. Thank you, everybody.
Brother, this is Kalaivani, and here I am having one doubt. Can I ask you?
Okay, you can stay back as well. Shamugaba, is it okay? You have a few minutes?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Okay, let's see, Ganesh, by your question. It's an interesting question. Your daughter's preparing for engineering examinations, but suddenly she becomes tensed and fearfully so. How can she remove her fear of examination, though she is very good student? Anxiety, yes, and tension. Which engineering is she doing, Ganeshji?
Brother, she is preparing for her engineering entrance exam. Actually, she is very good. She is very good. She got 93% marks in class 12, and she is preparing for. Actually, I wanted to join last year, last year, but due to that COVID-19, I actually myself is teacher also. So I
Good, good.
tell her
Ganeshji,
not to. Sir,
thanks.
sir, बताइए.
No, welcome, welcome. Thanks for joining this time. Thank you for joining this time. Now, you see, what happens is it's important for children to realize and learn about themselves. For example, once you learn this lesson today that we learned of the cycle of time, we realize that whatever we're doing in terms of our exams for a limited period of time is going to help us for 20 years, 30 years, 40 years. But life is not just 30, 40 years or 80 years, 100 years. Life is eternal. And there's much more to us. And there are other aspects which are far more important to us, like our character, learning about the self, building that peace and love, purity. All those things are very, very important for us. So allow your child to see the bigger picture. When they see the bigger picture and they realize that your engineering exam is important, work hard for it, do well, but it's not the end of the world. It's okay. It's very competitive. There's so many people trying, and I know it's not the easiest thing in the world. Do your best, give it all your energy, but do it with positivity. So when she learns about the self as a soul, when she learns a drama wheel, and she learns that that I can take the support of the Supreme and connect with Him, she learned to expand her horizon, become more larger than life, and then these things become more petty for her. So we want her to study hard, but we want her to see the bigger picture also, so she doesn't have the tension and worry. It'll take a little time. When you start practicing meditation, slowly you'll become more peaceful, and so you can help her out also. So we should also let her understand that we have support, that we'll give her all that support. Yeah, so try seeing how you start practicing meditation and slowly help her with a few aspects of meditation, little bit. When she learns how to meditate, not just keeping quiet and silent and not thinking anything, no. Meditation in the sense she learns about herself as a soul, understands the Supreme, and she's able to connect. She will really feel good then. So she has to learn the right method. So first you learn it, you practice it for some time, at least 2-3 weeks, practice it nicely, and then teach her. Thank you, thank you. Sorry, we had one more. Nitya, I think you had a question, did you?
Sir, this is Kalaivani, sir. I had on.
Kalaivani, please, sorry, tell me.
Each and every people are looking forward for love and peace. Is it not, sir?
Absolutely, you're right.
But you said there are many religions raised to bring the love and peace among the people. But one question what in my mind I thought is why all the other religion are accepting the other one? Because for example, if we look after Christianity, they will ask us to come from Hindu to Christianity. And Muslims, they are not accepting the Hindu. Like that, each and every religions are looking forward for love and peace, but the religions are not mingling with each other. Why it's like so?
As I said, what happens is when the religion started, every religion when they start, the religion is in golden age. It's a pure religion. It's a religion which is fully tolerant. It will allow everybody to practice what they want, but it will only give love to them. That is how it started. But that religion went from golden, silver, copper, and now all religions are in the iron state. They've all gone into the worst state, which is they have lost the message of the messenger. So initially the message was simple. The message was love each other, that we need to free ourselves from suffering. So let us, submit to God. Let us surrender to His will. Let us, just focus and remember Him, meditate, contemplate, all those things. Come close to God, become like Him, because God is love, so we should also be like Him. So that is what we have started off. But after some time, slowly as time has gone by, we have mixed a lot of our own dictates, manmat, in all those religions. We have added a lot of unnecessary things in that, and then we have polluted all the religions. So today when you see the religion, it is not in its pure state, it is in its polluted state, unfortunately. But the purity is still there in a few places. So even if you go to Christianity, you go to Islam, you go to all these religions, there are still places where the purity is still available, and you will find that there is so much of tolerance with them, there is so much of love, they accept you as you are, they don't want you to change, they still love you. So that purity is still there and all, but largely a lot of impurity has also mixed in. Lots of politics has mixed into this religion, a lot of other things have come in. So it is not in the near beautiful state it was at one point in time.
Thank you, Jacob.
Thank you so much. Take care. Have a good day. Good morning. And thank you, Ganesh Bhai, and thank you, Shanmugam Bhai. You can now close it.
Thank you, brother. Thank you.
Okay, thanks.